Hello there fellow NPCs, I am Carbon Scythe and today we're getting back into Seeds of Chaos. And before we start doing anything, check this out. I was always wondering, how am I supposed to know where I'm going, what fun stuff there is to do over here. But if we remove this and press back, I actually get the entire castle over here. So here we have Rowan's chambers with Alexia. Outside we have living quarters. Visit with Ysera or the castles of the guests. And we have the throne room. We have the library with sorceress, because I've been reading up on some of the lore dumps in the dictionary and stuff. Here we have a dwarf that's a bit pissed at me because I killed Karnas during the war. And this is Kalmin, or whatever her name was, that Alexia was talking with in the last episode. And here we can travel to Rosaria and continue exploration. Just ignore anything of the fun stuff that's happening here. But let's not do that. Also, bug tooltip hasn't updated. Bug tooltip hasn't updated. That's only because those are two of the things that we can upgrade in later. And I know that. That's the wrong one. Let's see. Yeah, right. Here we go. Basement. Boom. Here we go. We have Karnas and Andras place here, and the prisoners available 0 out of 100. And here we have a minotaur that apparently is working as a group leader. He's old veteran, and he and I have a good rapport apparently, because we know what it's like to be out in war, and he's just out here training people now. And the orcs barracks. Check reports on soldiers. I don't know what retinue means or what equipped means, so maybe that's the first thing we should be checking out here. Move to the other floor of Bloodsmead. Oh, I see. How do I get down there again though? Oh, here we go. Oh, is there an upper floor as well later on? Ooh, there's gonna be a lot of fun stuff to do here. But let's actually check in on the orcs. I kind of want to check in with the minotaur as well. But first, let's check in with the orcs, because they got some stuff going on there which I don't know what they mean. So we'll have to check that out. Let's go. Show respect to the human boss. Army reports. Oh, current number of soldiers, maximum number of soldiers. Ooh, we have 26 out of 30. We need to expand somehow. Equipped soldiers, 5 out of 26, okay. Orcs have recruitment rates, 1 per week. We have 4 weeks before it's full. Base military strength of 1 orc. Ooh, 3. Ooh, base military strength of 1 equipped orc, 6. Ooh, so we have a strength of 5 equipped, that's 30. Plus 21 times 3. A lot. Somewhere around 60. 90 about in strength. Soldiers currently have 0% modifier for strength. Total military strength of orc soldiers, 93. Okay, there we go. And we should not be attacking the Reeve keep, because that was 150. Current treasury and morale cost for each soldier. Ooh. Total treasury and morale cost of orc soldiers. Ooh, that's a lot. You here for an arm wrestle, Humi? Nah, man, nah. Army score. Retinue, I still don't know what that means. War with Rosaria will be infinitely more complex than raiding the villages. Time will tell how our armies are to meet a proper army in battle. So, we can have succubi and dryaders? Ooh! That's scary as fuck, man! View other bonuses. We don't have any other bonuses. Army power, 93, thank you. Okay, so we got that. Let's talk with this dude. Ooh, look at him here. He looks good. Hello, friend. Equipment report. Benefit of each piece of equipment on each soldier. Orc +3. Current amount of equipment to be produced this week 0. Priority order for soldiers getting equipment. Orc. Percent of soldiers currently equipped. Huh? Oh, 19 point a lot of decimals %. Why the hell would you keep this percentage? Weeks it will take to fully equip the current army at the current rate. Eternity. Sorry. The total military power benefit of fully equipping the army. I am reading too fast to fully understand what's going on. Show I went drinking, buddies. Oh, that's nice. Can we talk though? The witch has been telling me about the other metals to make weapons from. I wondered what will cross my anvil in the coming years. No, 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 come on. It is something being buggy here for some reason. Rowan, you're here early today. I can't see past the orc stuff. Was the last order of weapons not good enough? There's still time to fix them. No, nothing like that, Greyhide. I figured nice change of scenery would do us both some good. Damn, that is so unfortunate. We still haven't gotten that drink. Greyhide smiled and set down his hammer, gently removing his massive leather apron from his broad shoulders. No, we have not. Wouldn't you rather hang out somewhere a bit less cooped up in than the forge? I like the forge. It is peaceful, calm. I never heard someone describe a cramped room filled with soot and molten metal calm. Greyhide grinned, flashing a glimpse of his square, flat teeth. Alright, because he's a bull, a cow. Now you have. Have you ever seen the view from the castle battlements? No. Would you like to? Is there a drink involved? Oh, I'm sure we can procure a few bottles. You will need more than that. Lead the way. We will see if the view is better than my forge. I'm sure wine won't hurt the scenic vistas any. Why is the orc soldier moving in the background? What is going on? I am so sad. Rowan stood at the top of the castle, staring out across the rock-shone waste with a wistful expression. A number of wine bottles sat at his feet, requisitioning from the castle larder. The bull stood at his side, towering over him with his imposing size. The two looked out across the vast emptiness together. Rowan should have been unsettled by the hulking brood looming over him, but he wasn't. There was a peculiar disarming quality about the minotaur's quiet presence. He felt at ease. Have you ever had a Rosarian wine before? I have not. Then I hope you like the taste. It's a specialty of my home country. The Minotaur took the bottle that Rowan offered him and drank the whole thing in one swig. Wait. Tell him about your homeland. Rosaria is a beautiful place, verdant and green. It's a land of great plains and grass dotted with farmlands, with pleasant forests and rolling hills. Sounds like it got a better view than here. Rowan chuckled, taking a sip from the bottle as he stared at the bleak mountains in the distance. The most wonderful place for me was always my home village. Ostdale is really beautiful this time of year. Or was beautiful, I guess. The old bull let him stew for a moment in his dreary reminiscing, slurping loudly from his second fill as Rowan nursed his bottle in his hands. What do you remember most about it? Rowan leaned back against the wall and closed his eye, picturing his home as he described it. It's mostly just images in my head. Lazy mornings filled with laughter of children, and the smell of fresh baked bread. Smiling faces and greetings from people you've known your whole life. I like the sound of your home. Very different from mine. Your kind lives in tribes. Your kind lives with tribes, do they not? Yes. The minotaur picked up another bottle and used his teeth to pull out the cork. He spat it over the wall and took a big swig, nearly emptying the whole thing. My home was in the harsh mountains, living in caves scratched into the bedrock. We moved around a lot searching for food. We mostly ate moss and tough bushes. So, no bread bakers, I take it. Greyhide let out a rumbling chuckle. No bread. Berries were a rare treat. It was a rough country, mostly rocks and shrubs. I never saw a real tree that was taller than me until I was 9. Why was your tribe stuck in such a desolate place? Greyhide's expression softened. He took another long swing of his drink. Not stuck. The lowlands weren't safe. Bandits? Greyhide shook his shaggy mane. Humans. They would hunt us to retribution for our raids. Oh. I'm sorry. You are not them. You don't have to apologize. Our customs did not make it easy for us either. Every day was a struggle. A packmate who wanted to be a boss, or rivals posturing for mating rights. It sounds brutal. Greyhide shrugged. It was life. I knew nothing else. Rowan took a thoughtful drag of his bottle, musing for a moment on the bull's past. How did you get mixed up with the twins? That was a question I was going to ask you. Rowan's brow clenched at the memory. He took another swig. My wife was kidnapped by my hometown burned. I sat in their prison cell for months. They only set me free once I agreed to serve them. You sound like you regretted the decision. Yes, no, I don't know. I don't know. We do have a good rapport, but I don't know his loyalties yet. So, Rowan chewed his lip. He was shocked at how conflicted he felt. Okay, so we do trust him, it seems. By all rights, he should hate what's happened to him, but I'm not sure. It's too early to tell. I'm still getting used to this place and the strange people living here. It's not awful, it's just different. I feel the same. Most of the twin servants are trying to be around. Greyhide patted Rowan's back with his large hand. You are the exception. A calm silence fell between them. Rowan looked across the valley to see an orc hunting party making its slow procession towards the castle. Your wife. She's a red-haired wife who sometimes wandered the castle, yes? I wouldn't exactly call her a wife, but yes, that's her. I guess wife is a slang or maybe even a slur. I have seen you talking with her before. I am with the softness you enjoy with your wife. Minotaur women are nothing like that. Even my love was a passionate beast. You were married? A shadow passed over the Greyhide's countenance. He looked away towards the horizon. Not married. My kind do not marry. We were joined. We earned the right to be together by defeating our rivals. I fought and won against her suitors, and she did the same for mine. She was a wild woman, aggressive, talkative. She often frustrated me with how fast she spoke. I could never keep up. Rowan smiled, imagining the shy smith shackled at the hip to a gregarious, chatty woman. It was a strangely fitting image for him. She was kind to those she cared about, tender with me when we were alone. The old bull's snout curled into a soft smile. Before I knew it, I was in love. It's a wonderful feeling. Greyhide's smile wavered. His large eyes squeezed shut. It was. Then she died. What happened to her? We grew soft together. A mistake. Life in the mountains is difficult. Always a battle. An ugly strike threw herself worthy of me. Shrike. She threw my mate... Oh, okay. An ugly shrike threw herself worthy of me. I'm not sure what that means. She threw my mate off a cliff, then demanded I take her as my mate instead. Ah! He popped open a third bottle. This time he downed the whole thing in one gulp. He immediately opened another bottle and began to take swigs from it. I didn't care to fight for women after that, nor did I enjoy them fighting for me. It felt so hollow. Why fight for love? Why cause pain for others so you can feel pleasure? Rowan looked at the last bottle, still half full. He handed it to the Minotaur as he stared with a grim expression into the distance. This kind of conversation requires a bit more wine than we have, I think. I'll be back with a full barrel. A few hours later. Now I am back. I reloaded the save and just went directly to Greyhide, and that made things a lot better. So, look! I didn't even see this picture. This is awesome. He knew he was drunk because he kept realizing he was drunk and then promptly forgot all about it again. That's definitely something a drunk person would do. We really needed something to remember to make a note of such things. For the first time in a long time, or maybe it was a little while ago, what day was it anyway? He had got loose. Or perhaps the second bottle had simply loosened his tongue. He was, after all, laughing hysterically. At who or what he was not certain, but evidently Greyhide found it funny too. The bull clapped Rowan's back with his big hand, chuckling merrily. Rowan nearly pitched forward off the fall from the impact. That only made him laugh harder. Greyhide lifted his sloshing tankard up to his lips like a king raising his crown at a coronation. His furry cheeks swept their purple trails either side as he gulped. Finished with his drink, he opened his gullet and let out a loud bellow, roaring out some incomprehensible noise that no human could make out in the empty wastes. The sound was strange and silly and funny and other adjectives to Rowan. He was beset once more by breathless giggles. Goddess Fend, where had the sun gone? It wasn't an eclipse, was it? And when he had the hunting party found time to arrive. You humans are all alike, can't hold your drink. Rosarian wine is strong, eh? Can't all be tempted at all. And stop touching the question. You did not ask a question. I'm getting to it, okay? Evidently, Rowan's subconsciousness had been carrying on a very spirited conversation with the bull already, one it was completely comfortable with continuing without him. Best not to interrupt the two while they bonded. So, think you could have love again? Not that bad thing, yes. You know. Greyhide let out a low rumble in his chest. He shrugged. Who knows? Maybe not. I do not know. Rowan patted the top of the bull's large finger like he was reassuringly patting the hand of a widower at a funeral. You'll be fine. You'll get him. I'll get what? What? I'll get what? Love! Greyhide chuckled. Maybe. I do know this. You can have funny business with Greyhide, or a Minotaur at least, and they had to remove Minotaur deck because Patreon and is it Steam? I think it was Patreon perhaps. It most likely in Steam was having some issues with it being not good. Have you ever considered men Alexia lives here too. You should meet her. Having a friend help? Yeah, well... should we have her... have him ravage one of us? I don't care for two guys personally. But I mean, it's good that they have the option. That makes a game good. Having a friend help? Alexia lives here too. I should meet her. I'm actually gonna make a separate file here. Yeah, we're removing this one. Well, we're removing this one actually. Yes. And then we're gonna have him meet Alexia because he likes her. You should be my wife, Alexia. Rowan nodded to himself, proud that he had figured it out. She's great, super sweet, like you, but without the horns. She would not be scared of my size. Rowan slapped the bull's shoulder and waved him off. No, I don't think so, no. She's super sweet. So you have said. Whatever that to you, Greyhide. You don't seem like the kind of man, Rowan. Good, cause I'm not. Greyhide took an experimental sip from his tankard. I would enjoy meeting her. I have too few friends in this castle. Yes, I did then. Rowan stood up on his unsteady legs, resolved to inform his wife about these latest developments. They had a friend, and a minotaur no less. He really was a kind fellow. Rowan was sure Alexia would get along swimmingly with him. Now, if he could just figure out how to stumble back to his room. That's fucking amazing. I love that. Oh, there's even a sub-basement. Awesome. How much talking can we do here? Actually, let's go back to... Should we? Huh. How much talking can we do? Wrong button. No, I'm not wasting more of this video just talking to people. Let's see if we... Right, continue exploration. There we go. Ooh, there's something over here. Orc Drive costs 1 move to... I'm at negative 0.5? Oh, I have to end exploration. I did not know that. End of week 5. There we go. Greyhide meets Alexia. Oh, yay! Oh no! I should have talked to her first about it. Oh no! Alexia hated Bloodsmean. She hated it from the tip of its tallest spire all the way down to its grimy foundations. She hated that she was stuck here with no control over her own fate. She hated that the life she'd struggled so hard to make had been destroyed and replaced with this gilded cage. Hey, pretty lady, wanna come play with us? Oh, yes. They are deteriorating in speech. Maybe I shouldn't do that because it's gonna get really difficult to hear what I'm saying. But most of all, she hated things that lived here. Are you deaf? Scythe, come over here. Oh no, with missing on the good horse down in the barracks. Look good enough. The two orcs leered at her as she tried to slide past them in the hallway. She had been hoping, praying they wouldn't notice her. No such luck. I'm not a... Oh, come here, I just wanna touch you. The best stay clear of her. She's the boss pet, I think. What, really? This one? Yeah. The orcs looked her up and down, as if appraising the age of bad meat. Fuck it. Fine, you ain't worth the trouble anyway. Why did I go Scottish on him? I wanted to go Scottish on Alexia. See you again, pretty lady. Alexia stood rooted to the spot, a feeling of helpless dread tingling down her spine as the two disappeared down the corridor. Followed shortly thereafter by a rush of impotent rage. Those bastards! She couldn't stand it. She couldn't stand one more second of it. She rushed out of the castle, sparing not even a parting glance for anyone around who might be watching. She marched through the front gate as though she were about to storm it from the inside. Oh, it didn't take long for her angry charge to degenerate into a miserable meandering hike through the nearby woods. Her brooding reverie was cut short when she spotted something lurking in the bushes in front of her. She stepped through the creeping foliage, stopping short once she realized she was face to face with a hulking minotaur! Ah! Alexia fell back on her hands, half crawling, half scampering backwards as blind panic set in. The massive beast towered over her, nearly twice her size when standing at full height. The two shared a long stare down. The minotaur's dull, cow-like eyes gazed back at her with curiosity. Why do you scream? What? Why do you scream? But because you're a minotaur! The beast looked down at himself as if appraising the truth of her words. So I am. But why are you shouting? Aren't you going to eat me? I'm a vegetarian. Hey! Good guy, Minotaur. Good guy, Greyhide. Oh. The absurdity of the situation would have been almost comical were Alexia not so frightened for her life. But the stories said... Stories are not truth. Oh. Another awkward silence. Neither seemed to know quite what to do with the other. I had no idea. The bull flashed her a glimpse of his smile, pulling back his leathery lips to reveal large flat teeth. They weren't nearly as menacing as Alexia had expected. Now you do. The beast offered her his hand. It was well over twice the size of her own, able to hold her entirely in its palm. Hesitantly, she took it. He held her to her feet. What are you doing out here? I just needed some air. Who are you? Greyhide, the castle blacksmith. You do the honor of granting me your name. It's Alexia Blackwell. The bull grinned again, disarming her with his honest smile. Nice to meet you, Alexia. What are you doing out here? Feeding the birds. Birds? The bull opened his left hand, revealing the sizable heap of seed sheltered in his palm. With his right, he took a pinch of it, tossing it onto the forest floor like a farmer sowing seeds. They were here just a few moments ago. You scared them off. Oh, I am sorry. Do not feel sorry. They are only birds. They will return. The conversation was only growing more and more absurd. Yeah, I can agree to that. Alexia watched in a sort of stunned awe as the hulking minotaur gently tossed another pinch of seed across the ground. So, you're the castle blacksmith? Yes. I had no idea the twins had a minotaur for a blacksmith. Now you do. He is very short-sentenced. There was no scorn in his voice. He spoke to her with a quiet, respectful tone. A wave of shame struck Alexia as she realized how rude she was acting. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it like that. That was a fair question. My kind are not common in this part of the world. Still, it came off worse than intended. No harm done. He's a freaking hippie. That's what he is. Who used to be a mass-murdering minotaur. Alexia watched as the gentle giant tossed another handful of seed upon the ground. Her eyes trailed across his bulky bestial form. Do you often do this? Feeding the birds, I mean? No, this is the first time. What made you want to do it now? The bull paused, seeming to mull over the question. The silence dragged on for several seconds. I do not know. Are we my guess? The castle can be a hard place to live in. I come here sometimes. It is quiet. Then I've interrupted your solitude. I'm sorry. Do not apologize. You're not at fault. Yet another silence. This one a little less awkward. She was starting to grasp the slow cadence of his voice. It wasn't slow, just deliberate. Soon the sound of chirping could be heard in the clearing. Alexia smiled as a pair of thrushes alighted upon the ground and began to peck at the seeds he tossed. It's nice out here. Yes, it is. Come, share some seeds with me. What? It is very calming. Alexia shuffled forward, her stomach twinging with uncertainty. Greyhide seemed friendly enough, but she extended her palms, cupping them together like a bowl. His large hands tipped to one side, pouring the seeds into her grasp. Ah, there we go. Okay, I see. That's a lot of seeds. That's a pretty picture. Together, the two began to toss their bounty to the hungry birds. They soon had a small flock hopping and pecking and chirping about them. Alexia's eyes were suddenly drawn to the flutter and flash of crimson wings sweeping through the air. Ooh, a robin! I have seen him here a few times already. He is hungry, I think. Slim pickings in these woods. He is beautiful. Yeah, I guess he is. It is good to take joy in little things. It is. Was this really happening? Was she really standing here, passing all the time with a monster? She had almost completely forgotten about her earlier anger, her frustrations. The world had descended into an almost dreamlike delirium. You are Rowan's mate, are you not? How did you know that? I have seen the two of you in passing. It was kind to me when we first met, as are you. Oh, thank you. No need to thank me. Your kindness is your own doing. I've never met a minotaur before. Are all of them like you? Greyhide brow furrowed. He seemed troubled by the question. Why do you ask? Just that all my life I've heard stories of your kind. None of them particularly pleasant. But you're nothing like that. You're so... Alexia paused. She'd been about to say gentle, but she didn't know if he'd take it as an insult. Sweet. I told you, those stories are not real. I'm not talking about the stories, I'm talking about you. Greyhide pondered the question for a long moment, staring down at the birds that gathered in his hooves with a grim expression. At his hooves. I do not think anyone is like me. I am me. If any other minotaur was like me, they would be here. In Bloodsmean? Alone. Huh. They'd run out of birdseed. Greyhide dusted his hands off and hefted his warhammer onto his shoulder. Thank you for your kindness. There is not enough of it in this place. I enjoyed our talk. As did I. Be well, Alexia. Alexia stared at his retreating back and slumped shoulders, wondering what it was she had said to make him so melancholy. He was a strange creature for certain, but at least Alexia was no longer afraid of him. Be well, Greyhide. End of week report. I did not expect that to take up the entire video, actually. 17 weeks remaining to complete current main story mission. I see. Forge converted 0 iron into 0 equipments. Brothel not... Yeah, exactly. It's brothel not constructed. Spy impact. That's the... the goblin. And this is the dwarf. Currently researching fiendish diplomacy. Oh, really now? Did not know that. Who's doing that? And this is apparently morale. Morale went up. Castle information. Okay, good to know. Good to know. I don't have any wounds, it seems. Confirm, I guess. Week 6. But that will be the end of today's episode. Just a lot of nice chatting with a minotaur. This was the minotaur episode. I kind of liked it. This is that was sweet. I like that. And it's gonna get real rowdy sometime in the future with said minotaur, I believe. We will see if that ever happens, if I manage to pull those strings correctly. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. And thank you, Joseph, for donating directly to my Ko-fi page. If you guys want to help me out, you can do so by clicking the link down in the description. And if you want to see my gameplay uncensored, you can do so over at SpicyGaming.net. I'll see you guys in the next one, and remember, just because you're not the main character, it does not mean you're not important. Goodbye, everyone.